Hey guys, Mike D here from DSP Customs, and today we're going to be testing out exhaust coatings. So the rumor is if you coat your exhaust, it'll bring your temperatures down and your power up. So we're going to try two different coatings on both of these bikes. We're going to have very apples to apples comparison, 114, 114, cam, intake, all the same exhaust, apples to apples. So this one's going to be getting the Zybar, this is going to be Cerakote. So let's go around and find out. Okay, so first we gotta get a baseline on both the bikes. So we're gonna get both bikes on the dyno, and we're gonna do a couple test runs. We're also gonna be doing a thermal image of the exhaust as well, so we can see how much heat we're putting off them, and then we're gonna get a baseline power, so we know after we coat the exhaust what exactly our difference is. Okay, so we just did 3 runs on it. It's still hot. We just shut it off, so let's kind of see where we're at now. So your motor itself, as you see, it's got up to temperature, and then our head pipe, not quite all the way up to full temp though. So looking at about 268. Feeling wise though, you could definitely feel the heat radiating off it. Sometimes stainless doesn't always tell you the truth because it is reflective. A lot of stuff doesn't work as best on reflective materials. When we get the black coating, we'll get a better reading on it as well. But yeah, all in all, it's hot. So we're gonna do a little bit of a side quest here. So Bill's filter was filthy. So we're gonna test to see how much horsepower we're losing by just not having a clean filter. So we're gonna run it without one altogether, and we got our pre-numbers already. All right, so the green line is with the dirty ass filter. The blue line is with the filter off, and you can see we gain power everywhere. So it is important to make sure your air filter is clean. Okay, so now we got my bike on here, like we said before, 114, 30, all the same exhaust even. So we're gonna be running this one as well. So this one's gonna be getting the Zybar. Bill's bike's gonna be in the Cerakote. So we're gonna get a baseline on this one as well, so that way we know full on apples to apples, same bike, same exhaust, same everything, different coatings. The only difference really is I got a clean intake. Okay, so we got the baseline on my bike as well. So we are pretty consistent about where we were with the power. 114, 113 for torque, and 103 for horsepower. It's a little bit down from the last time we ran it. It is about 110 degrees here in Phoenix, Arizona, so it is not exactly cool out, so that will lose some power there. But I am definitely thinking about taking off my intake now that we ran Bill's. Okay, so now we're going to be taking both these exhausts off and take over to Paul at All Valley Powder Coat, and he's going to coat them for us. Definitely being in the valley here, it is hot, so we will take any advantage we can to keep our exhaust cooler. Hey guys, so we got the exhaust back from Paul over at All Valley Powder Coating. He did a great job. This one's gonna be Zybar. The one on Bill's bike is gonna be Cerakote. So we're gonna be testing them side by side, see which one performs better. We're gonna see if we can gain a little bit of horsepower. If not, if we can keep the exhaust cooler, that's still a win. So let's go ahead and throw these on and see what we can do. Okay, so we got the one with the Zybar installed on my bike, so we're gonna be running this one first. Just so you guys know where we're at, we're indoors right now, it's 85 degrees, we're looking about 45, 46% humidity. So it is on the warmer side, so definitely having something to help keep your exhaust cooler definitely will help here in Phoenix, Arizona, as well as the other hot climates. So let's go ahead and run this one and see what we get. It looks like we picked up maybe 1, 2 horsepower. And let's see where we're at with torque. Yeah, so we picked up about 4 foot-pounds of torque, give or take, with the coated exhaust. So it definitely has something of a difference there. It definitely helps. I wouldn't trust the heat camera when it comes to the temperatures on the stainless because reflective exhaust, such as like a polished or a stainless, will always throw off your numbers there when it comes to IR or heat guns and stuff like that. But it definitely kind of feels like it is a little bit cooler. So we're going to be testing the Cerakote next, so that way we can get a side-by-side on which one's better, the Cerakote or the Zybar. Okay, so next up we have Bill's Fat Bob. This one's going to be running the Cerakote versus Zybar on mine. We are going to leave the nasty ass intake off this one because it is filthy disgusting, and we want to do an apples to apples where it didn't have the intake on the previous run versus no intake on this one, so we can get a full comparison. Then we're going to throw a clean filter back on, as you're supposed to do when you do the oil changes, Bill. And then we're going to run it again to make sure that we are actually getting the numbers we want to get. Looks like we picked up maybe 1 or 2 foot-pounds of torque because we're at 123 versus 125. And then horsepower, we actually might have lost a hair on there because we are at 106 versus 107, 106.9 versus 107. So realistically, it's marginal. It's just could be the temperature of the day. It could be, I don't know, anything really. That's just well within the margin of error. So realistically, I don't think on a bike you're going to gain anything horsepower-wise by cutting your exhaust, but you should be able to gain a little bit of the reduce the temperature from your heat exhaust. So we're going to throw a heat temp on this one real quick and kind of see where it compares to the Zybar. Okay, so for Bill and people like Bill, it's super easy to clean your intake and put it back on. We went ahead and washed this one and re-oiled it with some K&N air filter oil. To install it again, it's super easy. You put the filter back in place, put the cover on, return these 2 bolts, tighten it down, then you put your decorative cover on, and that's it. That's 5 horsepower right there by not having a dirty intake. Okay, so even with the clean filter on though, we are still restrictive. So you are going to lose some horsepower versus just straight open. You can't run it without an air filter if you actually enjoy having a motor. But this is definitely a significant increase over what it was without with the dirty filter, because we still picked up about 3 or 4 horsepower and a decent amount of torque as well. So let's see here, early run file. Yeah, so we picked up about 4 or 5 foot-pounds of torque and about 3 or 4 horsepower just by cleaning the air filter. So having a clean air filter is kind of critical with your bike. Otherwise, it's not going to run optimally, and you're going to be leaving a lot of power on the table. So that kind of concludes our test from today. Super excited with the results we got. Cerakote definitely helps keep your exhaust temperatures down a little bit, even though the camera kind of lies to us. It definitely, you could feel it is a little bit cooler. It doesn't really gain any power, but overall, I still would recommend it, especially if you're in a hot climate, or if you just like the black exhaust. It looks cool. So keep that shiny side up. Thanks, guys.